time you inhale, you're going to invite your inhale to stretch and expand the lower ribs area, so the place where your floating ribs are. Maybe place a hand on the lower ribs. And you'll inhale into your lower ribs. And exhale slowly through the nose, inviting the body to be soft, inviting the neck to be soft, letting everything be soft. So continue this, inhaling into your lower ribs. Letting your inhales stretch and expand the lower ribs. Exhale softly through the nose, letting everything remain soft. Okay, we're going to add on further. So after you take an inhale into your lower ribs, letting your inhale stretch and expand the lower ribs, you're going to exhale through the nose, inviting the space below your belly button to softly move upward and inward, like a very gentle wave on a quiet wave. This is a soft, subtle contraction of the lower belly, the space below the belly button. So continue this on your own, inhaling into your lower ribs, inviting your inhale to stretch and expand the lower ribs. Exhaling through the nose, inviting that lower belly to softly move upward and inward to facilitate the exhale. With each round, seeing if you can allow the length of the breath to grow. Let everything remain soft. Let everything be soft. All right, next time you inhale, you're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling, inhaling into your ribs and your armpits. Hold your inhale into the armpits and ribs. Exhale, lower the arms. Gorgeous. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hold your inhale into the armpits and ribs. Exhale, lower the arms. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pausing at the top, holding your inhale into your lower ribs, into your armpits. Exhale, lower the arms. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time, let's clasp the hands and press the palms towards the ceiling. Hold your inhale into the ribs. If that doesn't feel good in the shoulders, you can just hold your hands up towards the ceiling like we just did earlier. Exhale, lower everything. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Clasp the hands, press the palms towards the ceiling if that feels good in the shoulders. Or just hold your arms up, maybe send the hands back behind your head. Hold your inhale, exhale, lower the arms. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Clasp the hands or send the hands back behind the head. Holding the inhale into the front body. Exhale, lowering the arms. And just pausing, closing the eyes, and taking a moment to notice the effect. Gathering information so that you can become more acquainted with the effect of the tools on your unique body. The more information we have, the more we can apply these tools expertly on our unique bodies and minds. We're doing our best to try to nurture the body and to honor the body. So also ask yourself, did I push myself to 100% my ability? And if so, I need to actually only push myself to 80%. So maybe you reached the arms up overhead and you felt like you felt a big stretch in the body. Maybe it made your heart race. If that's the case, maybe you went too far and you need to calibrate back towards 80%. We're staying within this 80% range so that we can bring change into our body slowly and incrementally over time. If we push ourselves too fast and we don't listen deeply and honor our limitations and move at this slower 80% capacity range, the chances of us either injuring ourselves or causing harm to our system is much higher. So, right, we want to honor our system, our body, our mind, and we do this by staying inside of this 80% capacity range, even with the breathing techniques. The best yoga students, or the yoga students who see the physiological benefits from practice, as well as the emotional or mental benefits, are those who are C+ yoga students. A+ yoga students always end up getting injured. So be your best C+ yoga student. All right. We're going to begin inhaling, reaching the right arm in front of us, and gently opening the arm out to the side, inhaling into the right armpit. Maybe you reach that hand all the way back behind you. Hold your inhale into your armpit, and then exhale, circle the hand around, bringing your right hand to opposite shoulder. Inhale, open the arm, slowing down the movement to match the length of your breath. Holding your inhale into the right armpit, reminding yourself to operate within this 80% capacity range. Exhale, circle the hand around. Bringing the hand to opposite shoulder. Contract the belly as you do this. Inhale, open the arm. Exhale, circle the hand around, bringing hand to opposite shoulder. Let's do this again. Inhale, open the arm, let the neck, shoulders, elbow, wrist be soft. Holding your inhale into the right armpit. Exhale, circle the hand around, bringing your right hand to opposite shoulder, looking at your fingertips. Inhale, open the arm. Exhale, circle the hand around. One more round. Inhale, open the arm. Inhaling into the armpit, letting the neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist be soft. Hold your inhale into your right armpit. Exhale, let's lower the arm into the left, and notice the difference on either side. Okay. We're going to inhale, now reaching the left hand in front of us. Open the left arm out to the side, going your 80% capacity range. Maybe you can reach all the way back behind you. Hold your inhale into your left armpit. Exhale, circle the hand around, bringing left hand to opposite shoulder. Inhale, open the arm, let the neck, shoulders, elbow, let everything be soft. Hold your inhale into the left armpit. Exhale, circle the hand around, follow your fingertips with your eyes. Be soft with everything, let everything be gentle and soft. Inhale, open the arm. Hold your inhale into the armpit. Exhale, circle the hand around, contracting the lower belly up and in. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, open the arm. Hold your inhale into the armpit. Exhale, circle the hand around, bringing hand to opposite shoulder. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Feeling the contraction of the lower belly. Inhale, open the arm one more time. Exhale, bring the hand around and release the hand in front of you, relaxing both shoulders. And just pause, maybe closing the eyes and noticing the effect, letting the neck and the shoulders remain soft as you do this. All right, inhale. We're going to open the arms out to the side and send your shoulder blades towards one another and down the back. Exhale, we're going to hinge forward from the hips, bringing forearms to thighs, keeping our head above our heart. So this is really important because we are avoiding putting pressure on the diaphragm, and we're avoiding putting any pressure on the eyes, the lungs, or the heart. We want to keep all those organs protected. So we're folding forward to get the effect that I'm searching for with this forward fold, which is the contraction of the lower belly, but we're keeping the head above the heart. So we'll inhale, coming back up to seated. Maybe you send the shoulder blades down the back and towards one another. So we're getting a little bit of strengthening of the shoulder blades, activating them. Exhale, fold forward, contract the lower belly up and in. Keep the head above the heart. Maybe you send the heart towards the ground. Inhale, coming up to seated. Open the arms out to the side. Send the shoulder blades back and down. Maybe in towards one another. Let the neck, the shoulders, the elbows be soft. You can have bent elbows. Inhale here, and then exhale, fold forward. Contract the belly, up and in. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Initiating the fold from your hips, so we're leaving space for the belly as well. Inhale, coming up, opening the arms out to the side, send the shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, contract the lower belly up and in as you fold forward, bringing forearms to thighs. So head is up. Don't drop the head. We're keeping the head up. We're keeping everything in a straight line. We're keeping the head above the heart. We are avoiding putting pressure on these really important organs. All right, inhale, open the arms out to the side. This time, don't squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let everything be soft. Exhale, fold forward. Contract the belly up and in. One more round. Inhale, open the arms out to the side. Feel your inhale, stretch the collarbones and expand the lower ribs. Exhale, contract the belly, folding forward, bringing forearms to thighs, head in line with the spine. And then inhale, bring yourself up to seated, and exhale, just relax the body into the support underneath you, noticing the effect, letting everything be soft, the shoulders, the neck, the upper back, mid-back, lower back. Okay. You're going to slowly transition to the floor. So you can bring yourself to rest on the ground. I recommend placing some sort of support underneath the knees and a support underneath the head. So you can use a blanket like this to place underneath the head, folding it about an inch, maybe 2 inches in height. As long as we're supporting the base of the neck, the whole neck and the head, I'm happy. And as long as you are feeling supported by the blanket, you can hold it a little bit higher. For some folks, the inch or an inch and a half is just not enough support. Then you're gonna put something underneath your knees, a bolster, stack of bed pillows. For now, I'm using this rolling penny, which is not an ideal thing to be using, but it's what I have. I'm gonna make it a little bit higher. So we place the support underneath the knees so that we can allow the lower back to release into the floor. We're letting the lower back rest. This will help with resting the whole system and bringing ease into the body. So once you've arrived on the floor, we're going to begin to engage this thoracidiaphragmic breathing again. So we'll inhale slowly into the lower ribs. And then exhale slowly, inviting the space below the belly button to softly move upward and inward. Beautiful. Inhale. You're going to open the arms out to the side so that they're winged out to the side and laying down on the ground, maybe 4 or 5 inches away from the body. We're going to inhale into the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Exhale, relax the body, relax your arms, relax your shoulders into the floor. Inhale into the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Exhale, relax the shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands into the floor. Inhale, we're going to slide the hands up towards the head, keeping them down on the ground. Sliding them about an inch or 2 up towards the head, maybe stopping just below shoulder height. Inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Pause at the top of your inhale, and then exhale, contract the belly as you relax them. arms and the hands. Again, inhaling into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Pausing at the top of your inhale for a moment. Exhale, contract the lower belly up and in. Releasing the arms into the floor. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Alright, inhale, we're going to slide the arms again. Keeping them on the ground, slide them up towards the head, coming just above shoulder height. Exhale, relax the arms. Inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Pausing. Exhale. Contract the belly up and in. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale, relaxing the arms and shoulders into the floor. Inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Pausing at the top of your inhale. Exhale, contract the belly as you soften the arms towards the floor. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale, let's slide the arms up towards the head another 2 inches. Pausing there wherever your arms land and relaxing them to the ground. Inhale into the armpits, elbows, wrists, hands. Exhale, relax the body towards the floor, relax the arms, relax the hands. Inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Pausing at the top of your inhale. Exhale, relax the arms and armpits. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. One more time, let's slide the arms to their highest height, so wherever they land, you're going to exhale there. Maybe the arms are all the way up and overhead. Maybe your arms are winged out to the side. So wherever your arms are, you're going to inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Pause at the top of your inhale. Exhale, relax the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands into the floor. Inhale into the armpits, shoulders, elbows, wrists, hands. Exhale, relax the arms and the shoulders into the ground. Inhale one more time. Exhale, return the arms by your side and gently nudge the knee support, so your bolster or whatever item you are using, out of your way so that it is no longer underneath the knees. And then you're going to walk your feet in. Walk your feet so they are wider than your hips. Open the arms out to the side. And then inhale into the lower back, mid back, upper back. Exhale, you're going to drop your knees over to the right as you turn your head to face the left. So you'll do this dynamically, alternating sides. Inhale to center, slowing down the movement to match the length of the breath. Exhale, twist knees left, head looks right. Inhale to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, twist right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, twist. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do it again together. This time, visualizing our eyes as we inhale and exhale and go through the movements. So inhaling, coming up onto your knees, reaching the arms towards the sky, looking upward and inviting softness into the eyes. Exhaling, coming forward to Balasana, resting our forehead on the ground and our hands on the ground, inviting our eyes to soften. Inhaling, coming forward, bringing the hips towards the ground, sending our hips towards the ground, parting our feet so they're wide, into upward facing dog, inviting softness into the eyes. Exhaling, coming back to Valasana, back to child's pose, resting the forehead on the ground, inviting softness into the eyes. Inhaling, coming up once again on the knees, reaching the arms towards the sky, inviting softness into the eyes. And then exhaling, returning to Virasana, resting our hips on our heels, either with our feet flat or our toes tucked, whatever feels nice for you. And we'll just pause here, returning our awareness to our heart space and returning to our intention from the start of practice. As you inhale, saying to yourself into your heart, I am soft. And as you exhale, inviting that sentence, I am soft, to ripple like a wave to the rest of the body. Doing this 2 more times on your own. Inhaling into your heart space, this phrase, I am soft. And then as you exhale, inviting this phrase to ripple like a wave to all parts of the body. All right, so I want to make sure everybody is muted. And we'll get started. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the mindfulness class through the Penn Memory Center. My name is Oliver Jane Jorgensen. I am a certified yoga therapist. I am also a social work intern at the Penn Memory Center. And this is the seventh class of 12 classes. And today we're going to focus on equanimity. So we've been moving through the 4 immeasurables, which are a mind state that is considered desirable in Buddhism. This is the last of the 4 that we're going to touch upon in this 12-week class. If you practiced with me previously, so I did a 10-week chunk of classes in the fall, and we already went through all 4. So some of this will be familiar for anyone who has participated in that. But maybe for some of you, this will be new. So, okay. Our agenda for today is to first go over community standards. We're also going to review some of the props that I recommend people use for practice. We're then going to take 3 mindful breaths together. I'm going to talk a little bit about what equanimity is. We're going to practice together. That first practice will be a very gentle movement practice paired with some conscious breath. We'll then engage in some silent self-reflection. We'll practice together for a second time. This will be a guided meditation. We'll engage in some more silent self-reflection. Then we'll practice together for a 3rd time. This will be another guided meditation. We'll engage in some more silent self-reflection, and then we'll all come off mute and have a discussion together. So the props I recommend people use are bed pillows, small throw pillows, dry washcloths, dry kitchen towels, travel neck pillows, yoga bolsters, yoga blocks, or whatever you have on hand. Books are also good, especially soft books. Anything that you can fold and place underneath your head. I've
shown you some, or here I have some photographs that explain some of the different ways you can use props to support your body, either laying down on the ground or in a seated position. When you are practicing, the goal is always to try to have the spine as straight as possible. Of course, for some of us, this is not possible. And so what I like to do is encourage people to use props to try to achieve the most comfort. The idea of practice, at least when you're practicing with me, is to use your practice as an opportunity to cultivate some rest. So we can help our bodies rest by using props to support ourselves. So maybe if you're laying down on the ground, you place a folded blanket or some books underneath your head. Maybe you support the knees so that the knees are bent and that the lower back can then rest on the ground. Maybe you support your feet by placing pillows underneath your ankles and your heels. Maybe you have an eye covering over the eyes. If you're in a seated position, maybe you sit close to a wall, or you sit on a couch that has a high back. Maybe you place something between your head and the wall or the back of the couch so that your head has some support. Again, we're helping the neck and the spine be in a neutral position, so we can use props to help facilitate that. Maybe you put a travel neck pillow around your neck to support the neck and the head. Maybe you place something underneath the feet to raise the knees so that the thighs are parallel to the chair. Maybe you place a small pillow or a soft book behind your shoulder blades, between your shoulder blades and a chair, so that you are allowing this part of the body to be a little bit more open to help your body breathe more easily and more freely. Please take a minute or two to gather whatever props you think would be best to support your body as you practice. I'm going to talk a little bit about our community and participant standards so you can listen as you gather. Let's work together to cultivate a tranquil space, to reduce as many distractions as possible, so we can help one another use this time to learn and de-stress. Feel free to leave your camera on or off based on what makes you feel comfortable and able to participate. Of course, if you are comfortable, please leave the camera on. This is so that I can just see what you're doing, especially when we're doing the movement practice, and provide some modifications or adjustments if that feels necessary. I will mute everyone. Please only unmute yourself if you have a question during the designated discussion time. When we practice, find the most comfortable position to practice. Maybe for you this is in a seated position, or maybe this is lying down on the ground. This is so that you can remain awake. Good props to use are travel neck pillows, couch pillows, yoga blocks, or whatever you have on hand. If you need to log off for any reason, please feel free to do so. If you need to log off, I encourage you to log back on and rejoin the class before the class ends at 2 p.m. All right, before we get started, we're just gonna breathe together. So please take a nice deep breath through the nose if that's available to you, and then hold your inhale for 4 seconds. Now release your breath slowly, maybe through the nose if that is available to you. Can you hold your breath for 4 seconds at the bottom of your exhale? Please repeat this 2 more times. So you're inhaling slowly, maybe through the nose, holding your inhale, maybe for a count of 4, and exhaling slowly, maybe through the nose, if that is available to you, and pausing at the bottom of your exhale for about a count of 4 or 4 seconds. Do this one more time. And now let that go, and I want you to simply notice the effect of these 3 mindful breaths. Okay. So mindfulness and cultivating equanimity. Upekkha, which is the Sanskrit word for equanimity, is one of the 4 immeasurables. These are the Brahmi Viharas in Sanskrit. These 4 immeasurables are known as supreme emotions or supreme mental states in Buddhism. The ones we've already gone over in this class are loving kindness, Maitri in Sanskrit, compassion, Karuna, sympathetic joy, Mudita. And today we're going to go over equanimity, Upekkha. So I am, of course, a yoga therapist. So, of course, I like to weave a little bit of yoga into how I teach mindfulness. And though yoga and Buddhism are 2 separate systems, they often are in conversation with one another. And this Yoga Sutra provides some context for why we cultivate these 4 mind states, or the 4 supreme mind states. So I'm going to read the Sanskrit and then read the translation. Maitri Karuna Mudito Pekshanam Sukha Dukkha Punya Apunya Vishanam Bhavanataha Chitta Prasadanam. So this loosely translates to mean the mind can be calmed by cultivating a sense of friendliness, compassion, gladness, and equanimity, or also known as disinterest, while experiencing happiness, suffering, virtue, and vice. And we see this in others and in ourselves. So what is equanimity? When it's talked about, it is often referred to as a mind and heart that stays at ease despite the events happening around us. It is also spoken about as a sense of detached experiencing. And it is also spoken about as an unaffectedness, or sometimes thought of as a balanced mental state. By cultivating and experiencing equanimity, we come to understand that our happiness and suffering are not caused by our experiences and circumstances. Instead, we begin to understand that happiness and suffering are responses to our experiences and circumstances. Experimenting and practicing equanimity, or cultivating equanimity inside of a meditation practice, can help us build more mental toughness and inner resilience. Okay, so I want to explain equanimity a little bit more, because at face value, many people do sort of understand equanimity to mean like being cold or totally detached. I love this quote by Thich Nhat Hanh, because he sort of helps us begin to understand that it is actually not about coldness. So Thich Nhat Hanh says, equanimity is not indifference or coldness. It doesn't mean you don't love all of your children. It means you love all of your children without discrimination. I think that when we talk about these teachings as ideas, it's easier to oversimplify them. So, people talk about equanimity as if it is disinterest and indifference. Thich Nhat Hanh is basically reminding us that when we actually practice cultivating equanimity inside of our meditation, we learn that coldness is actually not part of it. So the practice of cultivating equanimity helps us actually understand that equanimity is more of a practice of giving ourselves permission to simply accept things exactly as they are. We're not repressing our emotions. We're not repressing our experiences. We're inviting ourselves to be a little bit detached from both our experience and our reaction to our experiences. It doesn't mean like we become passive and we sort of let everything that is going on around us continue to happen, especially if those things are causing us harm or causing others harm. It teaches us a skill, though, that allows us to be present with those things. So again, we're not hardening ourselves to stop feeling or stop noticing what's going on around us. We're not allowing ourselves to become complacent. We're simply allowing ourselves to have an internal experience where we are going, as I said, okay, the things around me are allowed to happen, and I'm allowed to have the emotional reactions and the mental reactions that I am having. However, I'm creating space between myself, so me as the observer, and my experience and my emotional and intellectual reactions to my experience, so that I can choose my actions and words instead of allowing my reactions to dictate what maybe my actions and my words are. I like to think of this as like we are becoming detached from our experiences so that we can become more skillful in noticing our reactions to our external environment and noticing our reactions to ourselves and being allowed to sort of have a little bit more conscious control over the things that we choose to do and say. All right. So now that I've over-explained equanimity, hopefully haven't over-explained it to a point where anyone's a bit confused. I know that it took me a bit of time to really understand this, and honestly, practice is what allowed me to really understand what equanimity truly is. So we're going to start practicing together, and maybe as we practice together, you can begin to meditate on this idea of equanimity. Okay, so our first practice is going to be a practice that we do using both movement and a little bit of conscious breath. Before we practice together, I'm going to explain the practice so you can get an idea of so you can get an idea of whether or not this is something you would like to do in your body today. So we're going to inhale, and we're going to reach our arms overhead or out to the sides. Then as we exhale, you're going to rest your hands and forearms on your thighs and find a gentle forward fold. We're going to inhale through the nose, and we'll exhale on sound today. So as we exhale, we'll chant Ma, M-A-H, or Ah, A-H. As we inhale, we're going to inhale together for a count of 4, and we'll exhale together for a count of 4. If this doesn't feel like it's the right thing for you to do in your body today, you are more than welcome to modify in any way. This includes the breathing. I am, however, going to encourage you to do your best to breathe with me and breathe with all of us. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing so you can see me. And I'm going to invite everybody to find yourself in a seated position, either on a chair or on the front edge of a couch, maybe a stool or whatever you have. All right, so whatever you're seated on, make sure you're seated towards the front edge. And you're going to find your feet flat on the ground. Maybe you close your eyes, or maybe you find a soft gaze on the wall in front of you or on the floor in front of you, maybe 5 or 6 feet in front of you on the floor. We're going to begin by first arriving here. So just noticing ourselves seated, noticing our feet on the ground, noticing our hips and our tailbone making contact with whatever you are seated on. We're going to inhale slowly through the nose, if that is available to you. And I want you to just simply exhale slowly, either through the nose or out on sound, chanting ma or ah. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhaling slowly and exhaling slowly, either through the nose or out on sound, chanting ma or ah. Ma. All right, we're going to do this again, but now we're going to begin to breathe on a count. So we're going to inhale slowly for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the top. Exhale on sound. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom just for a moment. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the top just for a moment. Exhale, chanting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the bottom. All right, inhale. We're going to open our arms out to the sides or reach them up and overhead. So you're getting a nice opening across the chest. Beautiful. Exhale for 4 as we fold forward and exhale on a chant. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Inhale for 4, coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your inhale for a moment. Exhale, fold. Ma. Beautiful. Inhale, coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, chant and fold. Ma. Inhale, coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, fold. Ma. Inhale, come up to seated. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to wiggle the fingers this time. Hold your inhale. Exhale, fold. Ma. One more round. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your inhale into your armpits. Maybe you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale and fold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom for a moment. Inhale slowly, bringing yourself up to seated. Exhale, just relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. Relax the space between your eyebrows. And we're going to take a moment to reflect. So please silently reflect on these questions. Did your mind wander, or did you remain present with that practice? How do you feel after that practice? How do you plan to incorporate mindful movement and breathing into your daily routine? Okay. We're going to move into our second practice. So this will be a guided meditation with these elements: breath awareness, body scan, and detached experiencing prompts using ourselves. So we're going to use us, and we're going to use others. I'm going to encourage everybody to select one person that you have a really easy relationship with. It doesn't have to be a person specifically. It could also be a pet. Or, could be a child, like a grandchild, or a child in your life that you love dearly. I want you to select someone who's really, really easy to love. Someone you don't have a complicated relationship with. Very easy, loving relationship. We're going to experiment with detached experiencing using this person inside of our meditation practice. I also want you to select someone, a second person, that you have a difficult relationship with. Maybe someone who you feel some resentment towards, someone who has hurt you, someone who makes you feel a little bit jealous. I'm going to encourage you not to pick someone who really, really challenges you. Save that for maybe a more advanced practice, or a time when you feel like you can process those types of feelings. For now, I want you to pick someone on a scale of, say, 1 to 10, someone who's at like a 6 or a 7 in your complicated or frustrating, relating kind of feeling space. So we're going to use these two people, the one who's easy to love, and then this slightly more challenging relationship, to experiment with equanimity inside of this practice. I'm going to try to do this practice for about 8 minutes. That's my goal. And I'm going to encourage you to be gentle with yourself. This is an opportunity to experiment with equanimity. So you may find that a lot of feelings are going to arise, or maybe you may find that you have unexpected thoughts arise. And I want you to give yourself permission to take care of yourself in whatever ways you need to do that. Okay, so please take your time to find yourself in a position for practice. Maybe this is in seated, and maybe this is laying down on the ground for some of you. When you have arrived in a position for practice, I'm going to encourage you to either close your eyes or find a soft gaze on the floor, 5 or 6 feet in front of you. Please allow your awareness to move away from any interesting thoughts or anything that is lingering from me speaking to you about the practice, and towards your body. Invite your conscious awareness to move towards noticing your breath and noticing sensation in your body. Bring your awareness towards the body, towards the breath. Notice your inhales and notice your exhales. Each time you exhale, allow your exhales to soften areas of the body. So maybe your exhales soften the space between your eyebrows. Maybe they soften your right cheek and your left cheek, your eyes, the back of your neck, your tongue, the tip of your tongue, and the root of your tongue at the back of the throat, your right ear, your left ear, your jaw, the right side and the left side. Your teeth. Allow your exhales to soften your teeth. The little hollow at the base of your throat. Your right shoulder, armpit, your right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, hand, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, pinky finger. Your left shoulder, armpit, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, wrist, hand, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, pinky finger. Right ribs, right waist, right hip, thigh, right knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Left ribs, left waist, left hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. The whole body. The whole body. Allow your exhales to soften the whole body. The lower back, mid back, upper back, the whole spine, the whole spine. The whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Now let that go and bring your awareness towards the heart space. In this space, I want you to cultivate a visual of this person that you've selected who is very easy for you to love. Maybe this is a person or a pet, someone with whom you share a very easy, loving relationship. Maybe you say their name in your mind quietly. You're going to send this message to this person. So feel free to listen and imagine yourself sending these words I am about to say to this person. Regardless of my wishes for you, your happiness is not in my hands. All beings are responsible for the suffering or happiness created by their own actions. May you find a true source of happiness. May you find peace exactly where you are. Now let that go and cultivate a visualization of this second person you have selected. Someone with whom you share a challenging relationship. We're going to send these same words to this second person. Regardless of my wishes for you, your happiness is not in my hands. All beings are responsible for the suffering or happiness created by their own actions. May you find a true source of happiness. May you find peace exactly where you are. And then let that go. And I want you to simply listen and receive. I am responsible for my own actions. I am responsible for the energy and attention I give my thoughts, feelings, and experiences. May I find a true source of happiness. May I find peace exactly where I am. Returning to noticing your breath, we're going to invite ourselves to slowly move out of our practice. So please cultivate a deep inhale through the nose and a slow exhale, either through the nose or through the mouth, maybe on sound, chanting ma or ah. And then we're going to gently and slowly blink the eyes open 5 or 6 times so that on the 5th or 6th blink, the eyes remain open. And we'll take a moment to silently reflect. Please ask yourself, what was it like to cultivate detached experiencing? Was your mind present on the practice, or did it wander? Was it challenging to remain uninvolved with your thoughts? What strategies did you rely on to keep yourself anchored in your practice?